Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Daniel Weichman. Dirty caked roads, mixed with slush and grime, continue to plague Hazleton citizens, and business owners are getting the brunt of it. Cletus Van Blargen, owner of Nutrition Made Easy, tells us his complaints about the roads that make his business suffer on 310 South Church Street.
This started in January. We were doing a pretty brisk business. They started blocking off one lane of 309, and all the mud started coming, and then our customers gradually stopped coming in, and they tell us that they don't want to come in because they're afraid of getting hit, and their cars are a mess when they pull out because of all the mud. So it's cut my business in less than half.
Cleet tells us that while he's received customer complaints, he hasn't been able to afford rent last month due to the dirt and trucks destroying his business.
Significant, we're doing less than half the business we were doing before.
And while he understands it's not the city that's destroying businesses, he's called to PennDOT on multiple occasions but has never been able to get a hold of someone. The city dispatched a street sweeper as a way to control the mess, but despite efforts, businesses and roads along Route 309 still suffer. We reached out to Mayor Cassatt yesterday in regards to the problem, and Mayor Cassatt responded this afternoon, stating that there is no official information regarding the site as it is a state road. PennDOT was at the construction site to evaluate, but nothing was reported to be processed by the company at this time. A 60-day seal stopped documents being released on the case of Brian Kohberger until Thursday morning. Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students back in November of 2022. The first search warrant, unsealed on Tuesday, revealed that police seized Kohberger's clothes and took a cheek swab. Court documents revealed that a Glock 22 handgun with 3 empty magazines, a knife, and a pocket knife were found at the home of Kohberger's parents. Other items found included a black face masks, a black hat, and several articles of dark-colored clothing, and a book with underlining on page 118. A woman is in police custody after Hazleton City Police responded to a report of a female stealing a package off of a porch on March 2nd at approximately 4:25 p.m. As police arrived, it was determined that Lydia Lopez Aviles was in possession of stolen property, drug paraphernalia, and had a bench warrant out for her arrest in Carbon County. Lopez Aviles was taken into custody before being transported to the Carbon County Correctional Facility. It was also reported that she was in possession of other items that were suspected of being stolen. Hazleton Police ask that if any citizens have items missing, they can contact 911 or respond to Hazleton City Hall to speak with any officer. A man from Hazleton caught with child pornography during a child abuse investigation was sentenced to serve up to 2 years in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. 31-year-old Stephen A. Tokash previously pleaded guilty to 7 felony child porn possession charges. Authorities investigating a report of a child abuse that involved a 27-month-old child found 7 images of child porn on Tokash's phone in April of 2019. On Thursday, a defense attorney noted that Tokash had no prior criminal record where he described the images as questionable material. Tokash will be required to register as a sex offender for 15 years. A 79-year-old man from Hazleton was sentenced to probation on Thursday for putting his hand down a woman's pants without her consent. A woman working at a store in the Laurel Mall said Franklin E. Shell, a regular at the store, put his hand down her waistband and grabbed her buttocks. On Thursday, defense attorney for Shell noted that he suffers from early-onset dementia, which may have contributed to his conduct during the incident. A judge ordered Shell to serve 2 years of probation. As part of his sentence, Shell will have to register as a sex offender for 15 years. One person is dead following a crash that shut down Route 61 in Schuylkill County early this morning. Police state that the crash occurred around 7 a.m. in Butler Township, where a truck crossed over the center lane and struck a car. According to investigators, the truck driver stated that he fell asleep at the wheel when he crossed over the lane. The driver of the vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene, while the truck driver was flown to the hospital for unknown injuries. State police are investigating the crash and have not released the name of those involved. The person who state police suspect shot Brian Edwards in Nanticoke has been identified. Edwards was gunned down by 32-year-old James Scott Miller, who surrendered on Friday on an arrest warrant that charged him with an open count of criminal homicide. The fatal shooting occurred near a residence on Jifkin Street in Nanticoke, where Miller was visiting on February 25th. Miller turned himself in at the State Police Wilkes-Barre Barracks and was taken to a district judge in Nanticoke to be arraigned. He was jailed without bail at the county correctional facility. Coming up on Wyln News, Pennsylvania looks to possibly enact new legislation that prevents drivers from using cell phones. Plus, Hazleton Area School District celebrates reading across America, but with a cuddly twist. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, here to ask you, is your kitchen ready for an overhaul? We offer free in-home consultation and design, no interest financing, professional removal and installation, countertop and backsplashes, hardwood and laminate floors, kitchen appliance sales, service and installation, and of course, everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday, here to talk to you today about forward head carriage. So there's one particular posture that's really obvious. You can see it on yourself and on anybody else just by where your ear is in relation to your shoulder. The ear is in front of the shoulder, you might have forward head carriage, which makes it so that in order to see, you have to look up. See, if my head's over my shoulders, I'm looking up, but I'm just looking straight with forward head carriage. This will cause the muscles in the back of your head to get very tight. If those muscles get tight for a long time, you get terrible headaches. In order to prevent this, or to stop it in its tracks and reverse it, an easy exercise is just pulling your head back and up, making that double chin, and then releasing. And you can do that as many times as you want a day. I tell people to do it 3 times every time you hit a red light, or every time you use the bathroom. If you follow these instructions, it'll prevent or stop your headaches and help you to feel good.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to Wyln News. Hazleton City Authority customers may soon see their monthly garbage fees double. The current fee is $17 a month, but the Authority Board will vote on Tuesday to increase the fees to $35.50. The increased costs will compare to the current breakdown as shown on the screen. As part of the price increase, the HCA is hoping to include a fee for labor to clear debris from sidewalks and gutters. If approved, the new contract will be effective on April 1st. The HCA has stated that although the current contract with Tamaco Transfer and Recycling will likely mean a dramatic cost increase, the new cost is substantially lower than proposals from two competing firms. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce welcomed Supreme Staffing to downtown Hazleton today with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. State Representative Dane Watrow and representatives from the office of Senator David G. Argall and Congressman Dan Musser were also in attendance. Supreme Staffing is a recruitment agency that works to match qualified applicants to their ideal job positions. Their new location is on the 4th floor of Hayden Towers at 8 West Broad Street in Hazleton. A planned legislation would ban drivers in Pennsylvania from using their cell phones behind the wheel. Announced early February, a legislation similar to House Bill 37 is planned to be introduced that prohibits the use of handheld cell phones or similar items while driving on the road. The guidelines listed are expected to be laid out in the planned legislation. To help educate drivers on the law change, the legislation includes a provision to direct law enforcement to issue warning for violations for the first 6 months following the bill signing. The Hazleton Area School District put a different twist on Reading Across America, where art journalist Ryan Prosick took a trip to meet with some of the children who took part.
Today we are at Arthur Street Elementary in Hazleton, building bears with first graders to raise awareness for reading.
Rather than just words, first grade students were given their very own teddy bear and book. The event was organized by Federal Program Supervisor Dr. Michelle Zakowski while being sponsored by federal funding.
So I wanted to promote reading in the district, and I thought Build-A-Bear is a great event that the students got to get a bear, and we purchased books with our federal funding. And all the students in first grade throughout the district received a book and a bear. They decorated their little cardboard houses for the bear, and it's encouraged reading. So the students have a buddy to read to at home.
Students were led into a heart ceremony where they took their chosen heart and placed it along their cuddly bear to show they're a good companion. Along with their new furry friend, they were given a cardboard house so their bear will always have a comfortable place to sleep and relax when not helping their child read along to their favorite stories. The use of teddy bears can be symbolic for thoughts and feelings, promote social-emotional development, and provide a reading buddy for the children. Zakowski devised the district-wide event to encourage students to read and convey the importance of reading.
The bears have been built and the kids are heading back to class. I'm Ryan Prosick, reporting for WYLN News.
Also, in honor of Read Across America Week, various members of the Hazleton community visited a local school to read to the students yesterday. Members of the Hazleton City Police and area first responders, along with representatives from Penn State Hazleton, read to the students at Heights Terrace Elementary School in an effort to promote reading. Even the Nittany Lion was in attendance and having a great time. The Pittston City Police Department has begun alerting drivers that the roads and bridges will be closing for the 10th annual Pittston St. Patrick's Parade. On March 4th, this Saturday, all streets and open bridges leading into the city will be closed down at 10 a.m. for the St. Patrick's Parade and Leprechaun Loop 5K run. Officials for the parade state that visitors will be able to park in lots around the city such as the Greater Pittston YMCA, St. John's Church, Quinn's Market, and behind City Hall, to name a few. Once the parade is complete, all roads and usable bridges will be reopened and traffic can continue as usual. Officers ask citizens to please use caution and plan accordingly. To hear more about the Pittston Parade, be sure to tune in to WYLN News on Monday, when journalist Ryan Prosick will have all the details. Coming up on Whitehaven's News Choice, Marty Burns finishes off our week with Let's Talk Sports. Plus, your favorite furry friends are here to charm your heart on Pets of the Week. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
¿Está buscando las últimas noticias y eventos locales importantes para nuestra comunidad hispana? WYLN le mantendrá al día de todo local en nuestro nuevo webcast diario en español, Telediario de WYLN, conmigo, Julia Wiegand. Siga nuestras páginas de medios sociales y sitio web en WYLNTV.com todos los días para acceso al telediario de WYLN a partir que se emitirá próximamente. WYLN, somos tu red local.
Welcome, TGIF, Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. And on this Friday, we'll talk about some of the things nationally. Carson Wentz, remember when he was a possible MVP candidate for the future Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles before a knee injury took him out of commission? He finds himself again looking for another team as the Washington Commanders recently released him. It's going to be hard to believe that another team will give him a starting opportunity, and it's going to be up to him if he wants to accept a backup job. It's amazing how quickly things can change for players in professional sports, and Carson Wentz falls under that category. Congratulations to Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers, recently reached the 50-goal plateau for the season. And Major League Baseball with their little pitch clock and get in the box clock and wider bases and all these changes, and how they're improving on length of play from their spring training games. And nobody realizes that normally in spring training games they're not the marathons that you'll see in the regular season. And really where the complaints come in is once you get to national television. I'm talking about the MLB playoffs and World Series. And listen, if you're throwing out millions of dollars to cover a particular event, we're in this TV business. I know that we would ask for extra time to get our advertisers in who help put it on the air, and that's where really the length of play becomes too long. And like I said, I don't blame the networks because they got to take care of themselves for what they spill out to these professional organizations. And even this year, it looked like the Super Bowl ran a little bit long with maybe some extra breaks that were put in there by Fox. And so we'll see if this really comes true, and I don't think the true test will come till the postseason. We'll see how that goes. And we hit the weekend, and some of the mid-majors are getting ready with their conference tournaments. Looking forward to seeing some of the March Madness begin this weekend. And then some of the other conferences, they are reaching their regular season finales, and some big games coming up. Starting tomorrow is number 2 Alabama. We'll head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. And one of the old rivalries from the Ivy League, Penn-Princeton. One of those games to maybe keep an eye on. Big game in the Big 12. Number 3 Kansas heading to Austin to take on number 9 Texas. Very interesting game in the ACC. You normally think of it in football, but number 25 Pitt, number 16 Miami will meet up tomorrow in ACC finale for them in the regular season. Keep an eye on this game in Philadelphia. Villanova will be playing host to the University of Connecticut, ranked number 14. Said keep an eye on Villanova. I still say they may create some nightmares for some teams coming up, especially in the upcoming Big East tournament. They got more back. Dixon is playing real well, who we saw a few years ago against Hazleton area. So keep an eye on those Villanova Wildcats, and in particular this game in Philadelphia tomorrow night. And a big one if you're planning on staying up late in the Pac-12. Number 8 Arizona heading to Los Angeles to take on the number 4 Bruins of UCLA. Big game in the Pac-12, looking forward to that. And then Sunday, one last test in the regular season for number 1 Houston. They'll take on Penny Hardaway and the Memphis Tigers on the road in Memphis. So a lot going on, a lot to keep an eye on. We'll be back on Monday for another edition of Let's Talk Sports. Have a great weekend. And as always, we're brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
There's no time like the present to adopt a pet, and the SPCA of Luzerne County has more breeds, shapes, and sizes of furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, say hi to Piper. Piper is a 5-year-old pit bull mix. She weighs approximately 52 pounds. She is sweet and friendly and seems to get along with other dogs. However, she does have some anxiety. She wears a thunder shirt to help keep her calm. She would do best in a home where she would get a lot of attention. This girl is seeking a home with lots of TLC. And up next is Whimsy. Whimsy is the perfect name for this playful, silly girl. She is full of fun and curiosity, and she is a real sweetheart. This cutie would love to bring some joy into your life. Call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.
In the beginning, there was the wilderness, and the wilderness was everywhere. What is a metropolitan